Welcome. This is Megan Mitchell with Agents of Change Social Work Test Prep, here to bring you a social work short. And today we're going to be talking about something that comes up quite frequently, and this is regarding practice exams. So today I'm going to talk about practice exams, should you take them, and why you should take them. If you're looking for content, you can check out agentsofchangeprep.com, and we have tons of content out there for you to check out. So, should I take practice exams? I'm going to go ahead and tell you the verdict is not out here. I highly, highly, highly encourage you to take practice exams. So our advice is to absolutely incorporate practice exams into your studying regimen. And you might be thinking, well, why should I do this? Why take practice exams? Because it does just what it's supposed to do. It helps you practice. So the first reason why it's important to take practice exams is it simulates the real exam scenario. So when you're taking these full-length practice exams, you should really be simulating what it will be like on test day. So if you're taking the exam at 8 a.m., you should try and sit down and take the test at 8 a.m. because it's going to help you really know your body in that moment, time of day. You want to be in a quiet place where you're taking this and try to make the environment as close to the testing environment as possible, knowing that this is going to be in your home or in a library. It's not going to be in a testing center. But by replicating these conditions, it's going to help you build your rhythm and your confidence, right? Think of any time you've practiced for something. Once you have some reps under your belt, you're going to feel like, oh, I can do this. I've done this before. So you want to get that practice in so that you're feeling confident to do it on test day. Practice exams are really good for your knowledge assessment. So it's going to be a tool that helps you assess your understanding of the key topics, right? So you might notice patterns. You might see, oh, I'm really struggling with community questions, or I'm really struggling with first questions. So this is going to be a really good tool to help you understand what areas you need to dive a little bit deeper into and what areas you need to spend some more time with before the test day. So they're really good at assessing where you are in the study process. And I will say, as you complete practice tests throughout your study journey, you should be improving the closer you get to test day, because you are taking all of this knowledge that you have, you're honing in on your skills, so you should hope to see improved scores as your studying increases. And then last, it's really good for time management skills. This is a timed test, so you have 4 hours to complete the test unless you are approved for accommodations. But the most important skill that I think a lot of people don't think about is that time management skill. You do not want to run out of time on test day. So this is going to give you a really good sense of how quickly you're moving through the exam. Maybe you're moving too quickly. Some people tend to rush. And then other people might realize that they're running out of time and they might need to move a little bit faster. Remember, you have about 60 to 90 seconds per question on the actual test. So be mindful of time when you are taking these practice exams, and be mindful, use it just as you would as a tool, a resource. When did your mind start to wander? Was it 20 questions in? Was it 100 questions in? Did you start to get hungry? Did you need to use the bathroom? Did you get fidgety? Use the time to notice what your body needs and what your mind needs. So that's really important. I tell people when they're taking the practice exam, have a little piece of paper next to your desk or wherever you are doing this and make notes, right? Like, my mind started to wander. I started to lose focus. I started to fatigue. These are all really important things that will help you be more prepared on test day. So there's different types of practice exams. There's only one that is officially endorsed by the ASWB, and that is put out by them. And that's only available to those that have registered for the exam. So you have to be a candidate that has registered to take it. and you can only take it one time. So you cannot take this multiple times. You can review your answers after taking it, but you can only complete it one time. It is created by the ASWB exam. I highly, highly, highly encourage it because it's going to be allowing you to use the similar software that you're going to use on test day. It's 170 questions. It will give you a score. It's going to tell you what areas you need to improve in, and it's going to give you rationales, and you have 4 hours to complete it. That is $85. However, the test has not changed if you've already taken it. So if you're a repeat test taker and you already took this exam, it will be the same one. So you need to determine, do I want to take it again? Or will I just remember the answers and it's not going to be helpful? That's all your own personal decision. It probably depends how long ago you took the practice exam, and money is also has a cost, so you need to be mindful of that as well. Other practice exams, Agents of Change offers different practice exams. We offer 2 full-length practice exams, and then we offer practice questions throughout our entire program. And these other practice exams, there's tons of different companies out there that put these out. They're created by private companies. The number of questions might vary. Some people might give half exams. Some people might give shorter ones, longer ones, and the price varies. So that's going to depend on each individual company. Let's talk a little bit more about the official ASWB practice exam. Remember, this is the only one put out by ASWB and endorsed by ASWB. We recommend taking your whatever level you're taking, whether that be bachelor's, master's, or clinical, approximately 2 weeks prior to your exam date. Because if you wait any longer than 2 weeks, you're going to be kind of bumping up against test day. So you want to make sure you have enough time to make any adjustments, review any tricky content areas. You could take it 3 weeks prior to. You also don't want to take it too far in advance, because yes, that will tell you what areas you need to work on, but you wanted to simulate what test day will be like and your test readiness. This is going to assess your test readiness. It is not an indicator if you will pass or not. So I hear people say, I passed the practice exam and I did not pass the real exam. There could be a variety of reasons for that, right? It's a different testing environment. We are different on different days. Anxiety. A lot of people get into the testing environment, especially those with test anxiety, and they freeze. So you might feel more comfortable in your home. Maybe people did not take the test all the way through. So there's a variety of different reasons, but it does indicate test readiness. So if you feel comfortable with your score on the ASWB practice exam, go forward with your test date. You also will become familiar with testing software that's used at the Pearson VUE test centers. And if you are someone that struggles with technology, I definitely encourage you to take the practice exam so you can get used to what's happening with the software. You do not want to get into test day and you are completely overwhelmed with how to use the computer, how to click through the questions, and you panic. You want to review all the questions in any of the content areas, or you can review the questions you answer incorrectly. We encourage you to review every single question. Yes, you definitely want to review the questions you got wrong, but you're also going to learn from the questions you got right. So I suggest you go through all 170 questions and use this as a resource. Test questions give you knowledge. Use this as something to expand your knowledge, right? Every question's like, oh, I didn't know this. Now I learned something about crisis support. So use it to your advantage. You have the practice test you have 30 days to review the questions, answers, and rationales. And that's when you launch the practice test. So make sure you're within that 30-day window. You have 4 hours to take the 170 question practice test one time. If you're looking for more information on that, you can head on over to the ASWB website and they'll tell you what to expect for the online practice test. But once again, I highly, highly, highly encourage you to take this exam. Make the most of rationales. I touched on this already, but it's not just about simulating the environment, but you want to know what you're getting correct and what you're getting incorrect. So this is going to help you see patterns, right? Where did you make mistakes? Were there patterns that you see? Were there content areas where you need to brush up on? And from there, you can make strategies to help strengthen that skill deficit on test day. And then another reason why we suggest working through practice exams is they'll come with extensive answer explanations. These are also rationales, and these are very, very, very important. They're going to explain why the answer choice is correct. So you really want to spend time with those rationales so that you understand what the test was looking for in terms of the correct answer. So yes, it assesses, but it's a learning resource tool. I actually suggest you take the practice exam and then you spend at least 1, 2 or more, also might be warranted, study sessions going through that practice exam and understanding why you got the ones wrong that you got incorrect. Are non-ASWB practice tests worth it? I think that this depends. You also have to be mindful of what you're purchasing and who you're purchasing it from. So as always, please do your research. Is the company or person offering the questions trustworthy? If you just saw or heard someone on Facebook offering something, can you trust this person? Do they have a website? What are their credentials? Are they a licensed social worker themselves, right? Have they taken this test? Have they passed this test? Does their exam include rationales? I often have people sending me screenshots or things they saw on social media saying, what's the answer to this? And I said, well, where is the resource that you got this from? And they say, I don't know. We cannot verify that stuff out there is trustworthy. So you need to make sure that you do your research. You want to make sure how many times you can take the exam. Is it timed? Is it paper and pen? Whatever is going to work best for you. But please, please, please make sure you are not getting scammed. There's a lot of people out there trying to scam people. So make sure you are purchasing from a trustworthy source. Agents of Change does offer 2 full-length practice exams with rationales, of course, for $60. If you are purchasing the program, a full-length exam is included, and you can buy the additional practice exam as an add-on. So you have 2 options to take practice exams with Agents of Change. What do you do with the results from your practice exam? Like I said, it's an indicator of test readiness. It does not necessarily mean yes, you will pass or no, you will not pass. It's assessing where you are. It's going to give you analysis of your performance, show you the areas you need to focus on. And if you feel completely unprepared, that's also evidence that maybe you need to push your test back, right? If you felt confident, you're like, I felt really good about this practice exam, that probably indicates that you're ready for test day. And this is, you really want to be targeted here, right? You don't want to waste time. So these tests are going to make sure that you're revisiting topics that you're weak in. So you're not just all over the board guessing what to study. And they help you make your roadmap. Here it says, we don't want you to go on an unnecessary detour. We want you to be successful. You want to be efficient. So leverage your test results so that you can dive a little bit deeper and make a plan for what areas you want to focus in on. Managing anxiety. So there is another reason why it is important to take practice exams, and this is especially for those that might be anxious or experience panic symptoms in related to high stakes tests. This is a high stakes test. We've all been there before. You're starting to ruminate over things. You're having butterflies in your stomach. You're starting to really, really have tension in your body. Test anxiety can really be a roadblock and an obstacle to doing your best and even passing this exam. I've seen many, many students who are very well prepared. They are rock solid in their knowledge. They get into the testing environment and they go blank. The anxiety takes over. Anxiety takes over our brain, right? If you've learned about brain science, it it hinders our ability to think clearly. We don't want that to happen on test day. We want a clear, calm mind. So by taking practice exams, you're simulating the real testing environment so that you can feel like, I can do this. I've done this before. I even suggest practice some breathing techniques. You might also get into the test and it takes you maybe 10 questions or so to really get grounded. So find what's going to work for you, but this is more than just knowing the knowledge. You have to be in control of your mind, of your body. So make sure you're working on managing and reducing your anxiety leading up to test day. You're not only getting better at practicing questions when you're taking a mock exam, you're getting practice staying calm, staying focused, and staying grounded under pressure. So, do I take the practice test? Do I take multiple practice tests? We definitely encourage you with a big yes here, because we know that practice makes progress. We know practice does not make perfect. We know that you will progress in your studying journey the more that you practice it. So it's really going to help you get a sense of what to expect on test day. So we definitely encourage you to find a practice test that's going to work for you, that is reputable and helps you along to strengthen your study routine. If you are looking for more ASWB study content, you can check us out at agentsofchangeprep.com. We have tons of materials out there, free, paid, something for everyone. And if you have any questions or need to contact us, you can reach us at agentsofchangeprep@gmail.com. And of course, thank you for tuning in. And remember, you got this. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel so that you can get updates when we release new content. Thank you.